Let's talk about technology. One of the things that I love the most is interesting from a tech expert talking to another tech expert. And Roland Parker joined us. I don't know, are you in Houston, Roland? I hear that you were going out, or you're here in Houston?
No, I'm here in Houston. We just had a lot of meetings today, so I decided to do it from office.
All right. Well, great to have you here. Okay, so let's talk about, we've been talking about the fact that for better or for worse, one of the things that is happening in this planet, we just were watching the news, is global warming. And don't worry, I'm not going to ask you about global warming. I'm going to ask you about cloud storage, because one of the things that you have to consider about cloud storage is the fact that we're going to have hurricanes, we're going to have storms, we're going to have things that could potentially threaten the integrity of your data. And but also, let's talk about legislation. Let's talk about the fact that, hey, you know what, big brother. So my first question to you is, what are the pros and the cons of cloud storage, and how private is it?
So cloud storage can be as private and secure as you make it. Now, you got to remember, you get what you pay for. So if you're actually going along and you're getting free cloud storage or very inexpensive cloud storage, the chances are you're not going to have security or anything else attached to it. And sometimes there's a misconception of cloud storage. They're going like, my data is somewhere out there. Well, with cloud storage, it's just on a server, like it would be if it was on a server in your office, but it's now on a server that's stationed somewhere else. So when you're looking to make it secure, you've just got to remember that your two-factor authentication or multi-factor authentication is essential to not allow other people to log on. Having an authenticator app, as well as sending a text to your cell phone. And, if you're paying, we use a company called Ignite, and they have extremely good protection and firewalls and uptime. And you know that when your data's on there, it's also getting backed up. However, if you go with a less expensive option, you could be vulnerable. Now, if you don't put protections in place, just like not putting a firewall in your own environment, your data is going to be vulnerable. So part of it, choosing the right partner. Secondly, putting those authentication methods in place. And thirdly, making sure that if you've got sensitive data, you've got to go with a secure online, and just don't go with a cheap free Dropbox that could be easily hacked.
So Dropbox could be easily hacked?
Absolutely. So there's a couple of vulnerabilities to things like Dropbox, but even if you're getting OneDrive or Google Drive or anything like that, if you're using the free one, or if you don't have the security measures in place and you're synchronizing, we did have one company that had 10 employees and they didn't have their data backed up. They had everything synchronizing with Dropbox. One of the employees clicked on an email, then the bad guys jumped in and they basically spread the ransomware on their computer.
Oof.
It's synchronized with Dropbox. From Dropbox, it's synchronized with all of their individual computers. And by the following morning, every single device, every single computer, and the entire Dropbox had actually been encrypted, and they were being held to ransom. So
wow.
No matter what form of cloud storage you get, you've also got to have an additional backup. Never think of Dropbox, OneDrive, or anything like that as a backup. It's merely a place that you're storing data, and any place you store data has got to be backed up.
So if you want to get it back, you have to back it up. And if you get cheap storage, it's going to be difficult for you to recover. Especially, people need to understand that the most expensive part of a company is the data that they have. You can replace a computer.
You can replace your hard drive, you can replace your computer, you can replace your laptop, you can replace your server. All of those are a minute cost of the cost of your data. And that cost of your data could be crippling effect where it could bring your business to its knees. We were at a cybersecurity conference up in Tennessee recently, and a community bank was held to ransom. Now, they had security in place, but not good enough. The entire bank was shut down, and for 2 weeks, nobody could do anything with them. So you can imagine what that did to their reputation, as well as the $66,000 that it cost them to get up and running. But you're never going to get your reputation back, not in a hurry.
That's great. Well, you know, one of the things that I love when we are discussing technology and your business technology with Roland Parker is that you have very practical questions and very practical answers. Roland, if people want to get in touch with you to sit down and explore the possibility of getting redundant and good cloud storage, where they can follow up with you, where they can contact you?
They can get hold of us at 281-647-9977 or reach us on the web at Impress, that's IMPRESS, computers.tech, TECH. And, you know, we can sit down and have a conversation with you and find out what fits your budget. Do you want to put everything in the cloud, or do you want to go with a hybrid situation where you keep some of it on the server, synchronizing with the cloud, and how we're going to back that up, make it secure? Because as you know, Juan, you know, in today's environment, most people are either partially working from home or fully working from home. They need access to the data. We just got to make sure that's secure and that you're not putting your company at risk by going with a cheap option that could actually cripple your entire business.
Roland, thank you very much for being with us. And that's a wrap for us. Follow us on social media. And don't worry, Sherman On will be with you guys next week. For me, thank you very much for being part of Biz Talk with Sherman. Bye for now.
Thanks, Juan.